So that's all working. So how do we win the game? So,
I know.
part 13.
I know what you
Yeah.
get.
Before we can show you any text on screen when the player wins the game, we need to create a default font to use. Click on the dashboard, dink, and then on fonts, okay, and then click on the dotted line to create a new font. And we'll call this, change the settings, we'll call this, what are we going to call it? Let's create a font. Name it default font. Default font. Create. Oh, right, okay. Character, we're going to sans serif. Size. We'll make it 32. 32. Normal, smoothing, yes. Color, okay. Now you need to create an event that will check how many enemy ships are left on screen, and if none are left, it will display a victory message using the font we just created. Go to part 14. Oh, and that's a little test of that. Okay.
But how would aliens shoot back?
I don't think they shoot back at the moment. We'll maybe hack this and make it so they shoot back.
No, I think they actually come near and then
Choo choo.
no, and then
Throw stuff at you. That's a good idea.
like because that other friends.
Okay. Part 14. Winning the game. Now we need to create an event for our scene that will let the players win. It will check how many enemy ships are left and if the players destroyed all of them. And then the event will show a message on the screen. To start, select our screen from the dashboard. Scene. Scene. Screen. Okay. Select the enemies group from one of the... Okay. Add an actor event. Add event. Actor. Under actors. It checks whether actors in the collision group are created or killed. Okay, members of a group. Is that it? So select the enemies group from one of the drop down in the killed option from the side, which is that one. So when enemies, okay, is killed, then create a number type attribute called victory counter. So we go over here and create a new one called victory counter. Okay. Oh, how do I edit that?
Did you edit that game?
It's funny. I'll create another one because it needed to be a number, but I don't know how to cancel attributes. There we go. Let's delete it. Are you sure to remove it? Remove. Okay, back to my palette. Create an attribute. Victory counter. It's got to be a number, so make sure it's a number over here. Press OK. Got you. Okay, so we need to go to numbers and we need to increment. So when the enemy is killed, we increment the victory counter by 1. And then we need to create a when updated event, and it creates an event basics when updating. So always check this. Always check if, and we need to do check here. So if the victory counter equals 5. Oh, how many have I put in there? Let's just look. I don't think I've got 5. I got 4. Yeah. So I'm going to put 4 in. Otherwise, it won't work properly. 4. Oops. 4. Set wind equal true. Oh my goodness, where's that then? Now we need to create another attribute, and we will use to switch on the text. Alright, okay, so we'll create an attribute. We'll call it win. And it's got to be a boolean, which is this thing over here. Okay.
I made 2 fire resistance.
Did you know? So we, if that is that actor attributes setters, set win to true. Where's true? Or maybe I'll just drop down. Attributes, game flow. Oops. Comparison true. Set win to true. Okay. And then lastly, we need to add a when drawing event under basics. So lastly, we need to add a when drawing event under basics. First, we'll set the font, and then if our win attribute is true from the previous event, we will draw something on screen. So add the when drawing event. So add when drawing. Got here. In the drawing category, grab the set current font to block. Drawing. Set current. Maybe it's in drawing styles. Set current font. Okay. To default font. Place inside the drawing block. Drag over an if block and place the win attribute block in it. Okay, so flow, looping, conditional actually, if. So if win, and then back to drawing, draw text, you win at 300 by 240. So that's where it is positioned on screen. Keep in mind we're setting the exact coordinates for where the text should appear. If you change the game's window size to something other than 640 by 480, you'll have to adjust the X and Y values shown here in the text. Next, save your progress and test your game. Right, save and test game. It does say you win, but it's in black. I can't really see it. Just there. Okay, so maybe we need to change the default font. So the color is white. There we go. Now let's go back to, let's test the game. Yay! It's not, it needs to be readjusted. That's alright. You win! Yay. Okay. So let's move on to part 15. Part 15, final touches. Now that you've tested your game and everything works, it's time to export it to your desktop as a Swift file. That way you can open the file in any browser to play the game. Click the publish button in the upper left of the screen Select the flash for publishing options. This will create a SWF file and ask you to choose where you want to save the file. Now that you have your Crash Course game, you can take on the challenges that follow and modify the Crash Course game even further, and you can even start in your own game. The choice is yours. And here are a few challenges you could take on if you want to take this project further. We won't provide you with any solutions. It's up to you to figure out how to do these features. Challenge 1. Find a way to make the enemy ships move backwards and forwards on the screen. Challenge 2. Restrict how frequently the player can fire the cannon. And 3. Make the enemy ships fire back at the player. So that's it for Crash Course Part 2. I'm going to be starting these challenges very soon and see if we can get them working. If you want to see any more of my work here, especially with Stencyl, please do subscribe. Leave a comment in the comments below. I think I'm going to be starting some beginners Stencyl workshops very soon, so stay tuned for them. Thanks very much for listening, and goodbye.